Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're playing Marvel Champions, and we've got Iron Man versus Ultron. Ultron has the under attack modular loaded in his deck, standard difficulty. Iron Man has an aggression deck. I'll put a link to the deck list in the description below. And we are ready to go here, so let's read off the main scheme. It's the Crimson Cowl. Claw's mysterious red-hooded employer is really the genocidal android Ultron. So we put the Ultron drone's environment into play, and we're ready to go here. So Ultron is using the components Claw delivered in order to build an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, well, we'll get to that in a second here. First, let's draw our initial hand of 6. So first off, we got an arc reactor, an emergency, attack team, rocket boots, and another emergency, and a haymaker. So we for sure want the arc reactor and the rocket boots. I think we can successfully turf those ones. So we get a tenacity, a repulsor blast, combat training, and another attack team. Okay, so not quite what we were after, but I was hoping to get an energy and maybe another upgrade, but energy or strength card, but that's okay. Okay, so when revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play. Engage them face down as a drone minion. Yeah, there's no threat required at this point in time, so we can just get going. So Tony Stark's futurist ability allows me to draw 3 cards and take one and get rid of the other 2, or yeah, the other 2. Kind of is what it is. I'm just going to keep one of these as a resource, and we will start going here. Okay, so let's get a arc reactor put into play, and let's pay for it with attack team and a tenacity card as the 2 resources required. This is got to be my favorite of his upgrades. It allows me to ready him each turn. We're going to install the rocket boots, and I'll pay for that with this relentless assault card. So I get +1 hit point for the rocket boots being in place, and now I got a base of 10 HP. I think what I might just do is I'm only going to be able to draw 3 cards on the next turn if I switch over. But I could potentially do a bunch of damage to him using the repulsor blast. I might regret this, but let's do it. Let's do something, hopefully, that's going to lead to something cool. Okay, so we're Iron Man now. We're going to attack for 1. We're going to get rid of this Ultron drone. That was a combat training card. We're going to exhaust the arc reactor and ready Iron Man. And then we're just going to attack for 1. So we'll do 1 hit point of damage to Ultron. Then what we're going to do is we're going to play this repulsor blast by paying for it with this combat training card. So we're going to do 1 plus up to 10 additional damage, 2 for every energy resource. There's 1 there. 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so we're only doing 3 damage for having spent this repulsor blast, but hey, I'll take every bit of damage I can get. So okay, so he's down to 13 hit points. We've done everything we can, so we're going to ready up. And now this is the potential downfall to this plan is I only have a hand draw size of 3. Okay, well there's an energy card, Stark Tower, and strength card. Oh wow. Okay. That will be my hand next turn. Now what's going to happen is the villain phase is going to start. So a threat comes down to the main scheme. Now Ultron's going to attack for 2 plus 1. Ultron heals 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. Okay, so he's going to heal actually none. He's going to do 3 damage to me. 1, 2, and 3. And now after his attack, I can choose to put a threat on the main scheme or a drone in play engaged with me as a face down drone minion, which I'm going to do, which is going to immediately activate against me for a damage, which I will take. Now we have to draw an encounter card, and it is the under attack side scheme. So when revealed, each player chooses to either place 2 threat here or deal 3 damage to their hero. Whew. So it's going to start with 3 threat, and I could choose to place an additional 2 threat on that, or take an additional 3 damage. Oof. Oof. That's tight. I'll take 3 damage, because I'm going to flip over to Alter Ego as soon as possible here, and then I can recover for some. Okay. Whew. Let's see what comes here. Okay, so now it's the hero phase. I'm going to Oh, I was going to just attack to get rid of that guy, but I could do some thwarting and get rid of that side scheme. Yeah, I'm pretty much guaranteed to advance the main scheme onto the next level. So why don't I do that? I'm gonna thwart, exhaust arc reactor, thwart again. So I'm gonna get rid of all 3 of the threat on the under attack side scheme to get rid of it. Now I'm going to flip over to Alter Ego mode. I'm going to spend this energy card to put in Stark Tower. And I'm going to also use the Futurist ability to draw 3 cards and take 1 and get rid of the other 2. So I'm going to take this Powered Gauntlets upgrade, and I'm going to immediately install it. So let's put that one next to my other Stark upgrades, spending the strength to have built it. Now I can exhaust the Stark Tower, and that player returns the topmost tech upgrade in their discard pile to their hand. Now I did see a nice little upgrade in here. There it is, Mark 5 armor. Okay, so that's coming into my hand here, which I'll get to install on a future turn. Now I can't do anything else. I'm in Alter Ego mode, so we're going to ready things up here and end our turn. We're going to draw up to our hand limit of 6 for Alter Ego mode. So we already have the Mark 5 armor. We got rocket boots. There's War Machine, Relentless Assault, Hulk, and Pepper Potts. Okay, so that will be our hand. And now on to the villain phase. A threat comes down to the main scheme. And now Ultron's going to scheme for a base of 1 + 1. So he puts 4 on the main scheme, which is going to advance it to the next stage. So now we are in the Assault on NORAD phase of the main scheme here. As you pursue Ultron, you receive a distress call from the NORAD in Colorado. They are besieged by an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, each player puts the topmost card engaged with them as a drone minion. And now we advance to stage 2B. If Ultron gains control of NORAD, he will have access to the United States Ballistic Missile Command. And some more bad stuff is going to happen every turn at the beginning of the villain phase now. So that kind of stinks, but that's okay. 2 threat is going to come down because both of these drone minions are going to scheme. So 1 and 2. And a counter card gets dealt. It's the Swarm attack. When revealed, each drone minion engaged with your hero attacks. If no attacks were made this way, put the top card of your deck into play engaged with you as a drone minion, which we'll have to do because we're in Alter Ego mode. I cannot be attacked in that manner. Okay. So what shall we do? I've got 6 cards in hand. So first thing I should do is use the Futurist ability. So let's look at these top 3 cards. Take 1 and get rid of the other 2. I'm going to keep this Repulsor Blast and get rid of these 2 cards. So now I've got 7 cards in hand, and I've got 2 Stark upgrades. Now I can exhaust and choose a tech upgrade in my discard pile to add it to my hand. Do I even have any tech upgrades in my discard pile? I don't think so, but maybe? No, I don't. Okay, so then that is a moot point. I cannot do that. But what I would like to do is install this Mark 5 armor, and I will spend... Oh, actually, I like a lot of these cards, but it gives me the +6 hit points that I feel like I could really benefit from right now. So I'm going to spend Relentless Assault, War Machine, and oh, you know what? I'll spend Relentless Assault, War Machine, and Rocket Boots to pay to put the Mark V armor into play. As soon as I put it into play, I gain 6 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I got 9. I think I have 16 hit points in total right now. Now I'm going to exhaust the Stark Tower to return the topmost tech upgrade into my hand. So now I get that right back, which is handy dandy. I'm going to exhaust Tony Stark to heal 3 hit points. So 1, 2, and 3. So up to 12. And I'm going to flip over into Iron Man. And I'm going to install Hulk for these 2 resources. And Hulk enters play. Now, none of these guys are guarding. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to attack Ultron. So Hulk attacks Ultron for 3, bringing him down to 10 hit points. Now I have to draw a card, and I hope it's an energy resource. It's a fight resource. Okay. So that means that I get to do 2 additional damage to an enemy. And I could choose to just take out, I'm just going to take out one of these drone minions. So overpaying by that much, but that's okay. I can see if I exhaust the rocket boots and spend a mental resource, I can gain aerial, and then I can do 2 damage, but I don't think I have any other upgrades that really benefit from that, so I think I might just hold off on that. I'm going to exhaust the powered gauntlets to do 1 damage, and I'll get rid of this drone minion. And then I'm going to exhaust the arc reactor to ready Iron Man. Then I'm going to exhaust Iron Man to attack and get rid of this drone minion. So, okay, so there was a few of my my Stark upgrades there. Okay, and then I still have the rocket boots in hand, but I'm going to hang on to those for next turn. So let's ready things up here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our card draw now. So that's a little bit better. So we've got the rocket boots already, and then we get tenacity, we get an emergency, an uppercut, we get an encounter card, and we are still owed 1 more card in our hand. So let's see what this brings here. So I'm happy to have Hulk on the board here. Nope, I'm just realizing that he did attack, and I needed to have given him a damage for his attack. Yeah, it would have been sweet if I had drawn an energy card there and just taken out all of those drone minions in one fell swoop. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so 1 more card, and that is going to be a Power of Aggression card. So I've got my hand of 5, and now the villain phase is going to begin. A threat is going to come down on the main scheme. And now, after placing threat here, I can choose to either place an additional 2 threat here or put the top card of my deck engage with me as a face-down drone minion, which I will do. Now, Ultron's going to attack. I'm going to take it as damage. So he's going to do a base of 2 plus 2. He's doing 4 damage to me, taking me down to 8 health. After he attacks, I can choose to take additional threat or put a drone in play. Now, both of these drones are going to attack for 1 and 2. So now I got 6 hit points. Now, another encounter card gets dealt, and let's see what this one is. Swarm attack. Each drone minion engaged with your hero attacks. So I'm going to take another 2 damage, 1 and 2. Oh, I was supposed to put the damage on Hulk there, so I'll do that now. Now, the other encounter card is Concussive Blast. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each friendly character. Okay, so Hulk takes another damage. Iron Man takes 1 damage, so now he's at 3. And that ends the villain phase. So now we are on to the hero phase. And let's see what we're going to do. I think first things first is I'm going to attack once more with Hulk. And I'm going to attack Ultron. So I'll do 3 damage. So I'll take him down to 7 hit points. And I'm going to draw a card. And it is energy. So that means I do 1 damage to everybody. So both of these drone minions get knocked out because they both had 1 hit point. Hulk is going to get a damage. Iron Man gets a damage. And Ultron gets a damage. And then finally Hulk gets 1 further damage from his actual attack. Okay, so I am in some pretty desperate need of some health. So I think what I should do is I should put these rocket boots into play. And I'll spend this tenacity card to do so. I get +1 hit point for the extra rocket boots. I could deal 5 damage to an enemy using these 2 cards. Do I want to do that? I could use the power of aggression and emergency to deal 5 damage to an enemy. I could even take him to the next stage at this point. Then I'm going to flip over and I'm going to heal, and I could even get a tech. See, but the thing is, I could get the topmost tech upgrade back into my hand, which would be handy. I could get that Mark 1 or Mark 5 helmet, which will allow me to do some threat mitigation down the line. But I think this works out quite well. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to spend the power of aggression and emergency to use an uppercut, deal 5 damage to an enemy, which will take him down to 1 hit point. And now I can even exhaust the powered gauntlets to do 1 more damage, which gets rid of stage 1. And now we are going over to stage 2. He's a little bit meaner this time around. He's got 22 hit points. But that's all we need left. 22 hit points. We can still exhaust the arc reactor. So why don't we thwart for 2? So we'll get rid of 2 off of the main scheme. Now we're going to exhaust the arc reactor to ready Iron Man. We're going to flip, and we're going to recover 3 hit points, so up to 6. And we're going to exhaust the Stark Tower to return the topmost tech upgrade into our hand. So we'll get that Mark 5 helmet in our hand. And this is the only card we have in our hand. And that's all we can do at this point. So let's ready things up here and see what happens. We're going to draw our hand of 6. So we got the Mark 5 helmet already. There's an emergency card. There's Pepper Potts. There is a Relentless Assault. There's a Helicarrier and a Haymaker. Okay, so this emergency card says, when the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. We may want to use that, although it does kind of hurt a little bit to not have that extra resource. So we'll see here. Okay, so beginning of the phase, threat comes down on the main scheme. And now we choose whether to put an additional 2 threat there. You know what? We are going to do that this time around. So now there's 4 threat. Now, Ultron's going to attack, but now he's got the Force Interrupt. When he attacks, a drone minion gets put into play. Engage with us. Oh, no, he's not attacking. He's scheming. He's going to scheme for a base of 2 plus 2, so 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we are at 8 out of 10 threat on the main scheme. So we are fast approaching that upper limit. Hang on. This drone still needs to be into play. That was just going to be for, okay. That was just going to be for if he was doing that when he's attacking. So, okay. This drone still, oh no, I didn't. Sorry. Ugh, I'm way off the ball here. I didn't take the drone. I took the additional 2 threat. Okay, so now that's okay. Now we go on to the encounter card, which is this, the villain schemes. Nerds. He does this 2 plus 2 is 4. Now the assault on NORAD is achieved. And now we are in the end game. Countdown to oblivion. Ultron has seized control of NORAD. It's only a matter of time before he overcomes the command safeguards and launches the nuclear arsenal. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play. Engage with them as a face-down minion. So that was... Eventually, that card was going to become a minion. So it just took a little while, but it got there. Threat cannot be removed from this scheme. So that is going to seriously accelerate things here for us. So it's just a short matter of time before it's game over for us. So we need to do some things here. I don't think I have any tech upgrades in my discard pile. So okay, now it's the player phase. We are we? Did I do the encounter card? What was the encounter card? I schemed. We went to the next stage, the final stage. No, I don't think we're there yet. I want to say because the advanced Ultron drone is here, and that was for advancing. So now this drone should scheme for one, and now an encounter card should come down, and that is our business problems. We can exhaust Tony Stark to remove this from the game, or we can exhaust each upgrade we control. Yeah, not happening. Okay, so that gets this removed from the game. Not that there's really a chance that could come back again. And now that's the end of the villain phase. So now it's the hero phase. So now we're first going to do the futurist ability. We're going to see 3 cards. We're going to take one and discard the other. We're going to choose to take TAC Team and discard these 2 cards. Now I'm going to discard the Stark Tower, and I'm going to return this card to my hand. So that gives me a nice little extra leg up there. Now I'm going to flip over to Iron Man, and we should do some cool stuff if we can. We should get some upgrades into play if we can. I guess, do I only have the one? So I'll install that for this emergency card. So now we have an additional thwart, which we can't use. We can only use that on side schemes, but it gives me the extra 3 cards for the... Oh, and I do have a powered gauntlet. Okay, so I did have another upgrade. So let's spend 2 resources to install that. We're going to spend Haymaker and TAC Team to install them. And that gets us... that gets us with 3 cards left in hand. We got a Relentless Assault that we could use. So why don't we? We're spending 2 strength resources to pay for it. So we're going to do 5 damage to a minion. But if we spent strength resources, then we gain overkill. So that's 1 damage here, 4 damage here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's down to 18 hit points. We're going to exhaust both of our powered gauntlets to do 2 additional damage, 1 and 2. We're going to exhaust Hulk to do 3 damage, 1, 2, and 3, and then draw a card, and it is a strength resource, so we do additional 2 damage, 1 and 2, down to 11. Hulk is knocked out, so he goes away. We can exhaust the arc reactor to ready Iron Man, and I think all we can really do is just exhaust him and attack for 1. So he will do that, down to 10 hit points. Now we've got to ready up and see what happens here. Okay, so we're pretty decked out here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to get a hand of 7 cards, which is nice. We've only got the 6 hit points, which is a little dangerous. So we get Relentless Assault, Tenacity, Repulsor Blast, Haymaker, War Machine, Mockingbird, and 1 more. We've got the Power of Aggression. Okay, so we've got 7 cards in hand for our next turn. Now let's see what happens. So he's going to start the villain phase. A threat comes down to the main scheme. Now he's going to attack for a base of 2 plus 2. So he does 4 damage. Oh, and when he attacks, a drone minion comes into play and he gets +1. So he actually does 5 damage. So that takes me down to 1. Now the drone minion is going to attack. I'm going to defend it. So I will take no damage from that, but I'm exhausted now. And now an encounter card is going to come down, and boy, oh boy, I hope he doesn't attack here. Ultron's Imperative. Ultron directs his drone army through hive circuitry. When revealed, players put the top 2 cards of the deck into play face down, engage with them as drone minions. So this will go here. 2 cards come down, 1 and 2. This has 2 threat on it. 1 and 2. So we could do something about that, but hopefully this is the very last turn. We can finish this off here. So that was the encounter card. Now the villain phase is complete. Now we can start our turn. And what should we do? But let's first do a repulsor blast. So let's spend a tenacity card to pay for the relentless assault. And we're going to deal 2 damage. Or sorry, we're going to do 1 damage plus 1 for every energy card that we discard. So there's 1. There's 2. Not 1. 3. Oop. And 4. Wow. So we are doing 9 damage in 1 shot with this repulsor blast. So that is why this deck was made in that manner. So he's down to 1 single hit point. We didn't even exhaust our deck. We can simply exhaust one of our powered gauntlets to do the very final hit point worth of damage. And bam, Ultron is defeated. Whew, that felt good. Definitely got enough tech upgrades in play here. Did get awfully close with the hit points down to almost nothing. And the very final stage of the scheme here, or the main scheme, but we did manage to pull it out. So that is that. That is every single hero in the core set versus every single villain in the main set, in the core set. So now I did a poll on the YouTube page there, and I had 70% of people said they want to see these same heroes march through the Rise of the Red Skull campaign from the Rise of the Red Skull expansion. So that is what is coming up next. I think I might start that off with Spider-Man, just like I started off the series here with Spider-Man. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for checking this out. Cheers!